Hi everyone. I want to make a video about item that I think it's very important to address now, especially in this time and timeline where we all existing. How well is not exactly what happens now. Everyone existing in own timeline. What it means everyone existing in own reality. Yeah. I want to share with you information how you can choose timeline of your preference and how you can existing and shifting to the timeline, to the reality, yeah? With other words, to reality of your preference. In order to understand information, you need first to understand a little bit how fabrics of creation works. Creation is multidimensional. It means that many dimensions existing in here and now simultaneously on a different level of frequencies. Dimensions that not vibrate with your frequency, you cannot experience, you cannot be aware of, and they can never make part of your life consciously. Okay. And what you need to understand also, that creation is all completed. It's all created in all how to call it, in all perfection. Okay, nothing need to be added and nothing need to be taken off. Everything, all what is already existing in creation. Okay, when you realize that process from creating your reality, it's only perception of third-dimensional reality. From higher dimensional level of consciousness, you don't create anything. You only shift to the reality, to, for example, parallel realities, yes, of two different dimensions that already has everything what you wish, you know. A phenomenon of creating something, it's only a phenomenon that you experience in third-dimensional reality because of your perception of time-space. You know, to create something, it takes time. You need to have effort. You need to do some job. It's really illusion of third-dimensional reality. When you expand your consciousness and you become more aware about your multidimensional self, then is have experience of something. It's only shifting. Everything what you want experience of you, everything what you may want to experience already existing. It's very important to realize that. It's very important. But to be able to shift in dimensions, you need also be aware about some principles of creation. You need to understand that external world, outside world, that you experience as outside world does not exist really. It's an illusionary experiment. It's illusion. It's very good done. It's very perfect designed, but it's an illusion. Only what really exists, and it's your internal world. You have actually no any influence in the outside world. You haven't. You have only influence in your internal world. In external world, it's kind of extension and reflection of something that happened in your internal world. It is external world is kind of reinforcement of your internal world. Because in your external world, you will always find a proof of your own truth. You will always find the proof that you are right. That is how reinforcement mechanism works in a third-dimensional reality. Okay. Now, your internal world stays under commando of your belief system. Really, it is commando of your belief system. Of what you are sure that are right, what you are sure that exist, what you are sure what you're sure it's possible, of not possible. And that happens on level of subconscious mind. It happens on a level of collective consciousness of planet, and also on a level of individual consciousness. And what you experience as your belief system, it's what give commandos on belief system, is your own realization of your identity. And a question that you need to ask in order to become the commander of your reality is the question you need to ask is who I am. When your identity is limited by two-dimensional reality, you can have only two roles. What you play is the role of victim or victimizer, because it's only game that happens here on the planet. And in most of the cases is you sit in the role of victim. And what it means that you from the role of victim, from your identity of victim, is your identity of someone who has no power, who has no ability to change on life. It's someone who has no of less, of not enough opportunities, not enough luck, and not enough possibilities, you know. And that become your reality, because that's what your way you identify yourself is. That's your internal world, a limitation of your internal world you project on outside field. You're also part of that field, you know. Everything is in connection, everything is one. You project it and that's become your reality. It's become your evidence of the role that you play, evidence of your identity, evidence of your belief system. And here you have really no choice when you sit in this position, because it's the law of creation. You know, what you believe, you will experience. What you think is your truth, you will experience as your truth. It's law of creation. You cannot change it. No one can change it, the laws. Now, when you understand that, and when you realize that your external world only reflection of what you believe about yourself, how you see yourself, how you experience yourself, who you are really in your own eyes, you know, not in the eyes of society. It's not important at all, because in the eyes of society you will be exactly who you are in your own eyes, because it's always match between two worlds, internal and external, is always match. It is the law of creation. No one can existing outside of these laws. Even when you not realize that, it does not mean you're not existing according to these laws. Now, when you understand that, that your external world is completely depending on your own perception, on your internal world, and when you understand the multidimensionality of creation, when you understand that only thing you need to do to shift in the timelines, to shift in reality, is shifting in your identity. Yes? And that process is most difficult process. But when you can do it, that is the biggest magic that you ever experienced. Because your reality will completely change it. Change everything. Only thing what necessary is now for everyone on the planet. If you're not happy with the reality what you experience now, you only need to look first how this reality corresponded with your belief about yourself. And if you want to change it, you need to begin from changing of your own identity about how you see yourself and who you are. In a moment when you do it, you will see magic happens. You will see that your relationship with experience of collective will be completely different. You will separate yourself in your experience from experience of many others, and that's okay, you know. And when you stay in different frequencies of your new identity, it will create and match with reality that is exactly mirroring who you are. Exactly. First, you need to change, to shift your perception of yourself, and reality will conform that. Yeah? Your experience of reality will conform that, your reality will conform that. Now, it's not difficult, really, but it takes time. It takes your goodwill. It takes your, you need to choose it, to be devoted to that, to be committed to that. Actually, you need to be committed to yourself. When it happens, everything is possible. Everything. Okay. Thank you for watching. I love you all. And I know you can do it. I'm not believing. I know that. Bye-bye.